Green, welcome back to the original Bama Football Tailgate Show as we hang out here at Innisfree in Tuscaloosa. And it is great to have Tripp Rogers join us here. I got to put this up, Tripp, before we go anywhere else. Meet Chad. You probably remember taking Chad's tab, back in the day.
How we doing?
Tripp, great. How are you?
Fantastic.
Tripp, I got to throw this up here. Alabama, by the way, Arkansas 11. We're previewing that right now. We're going to talk football, but it is without further ado that the Skrewball banner goes on the YouTube channel, and we say Skrewball Original Peanut Butter Whiskey again on this show.
Fantastic. I'm glad they're back.
So am I.
I know, right?
I'm very happy that they're back. We got to do a Skrewball drink before you.
They're on their way.
They're on their way. All right, guys, let's get into some football talk. Let's get into some football because today's game between Alabama and Arkansas is a sneaky game.
It is.
You got to be Chad's very confident. You're not that confident. I talked to you earlier today. What are you worried about?
There's something I don't know. I think our defense is coming together, which is fantastic. Our offense is there's something just a little off. And whether it's, I don't know if it's a crowd noise at A&M or we're just a little off with our snaps. Our running game's just a couple steps off. The game we put our offense together, we're going to score 48 points. I mean, it's just so close. It is so close. And that's what I'm like. And if it's tomorrow, I hope it's against Tennessee just because I hate Tennessee more than any school in this country. But, I think we win tomorrow or today, and Arkansas, they've held in there until the end of the fourth quarter in their games that they've lost.
They've been close.
They're looking for their breakout game. So they're going to come after us with everything they got, like A&M did, like South Florida did, like Ole Miss did. And I'm just glad Kiffin quit passing the ball on us because they were moving it
ugly.
But I'm like, he started running the ball, and I'm like, heck yeah, thanks, Lane. But yeah, we're close. We're so close.
What about you, Chad? What do you think? What do you respond when you hear that? He feels like we're close, but he's still nervous.
This offense is one of those teams that Tripp's right. You could see them score 40+ points if they put it all together. And as good as they looked last week, though, they're not to be trusted. Like any given moment, Milroe can not go through his progression and throw an interception. At any given moment, Jermaine Burton doesn't have a 200-yard game. So the offense hasn't been consistent enough for me to trust them every single week. When you had Tua, when you had Mac, when you had Bryce, was there ever a doubt you were going to score 40 points in a game? Like every single week, you knew what the offense was going to do. Now everything's completely flipped. You just never knew what Pete Golding's defense was going to do.
That is true. At least we feel way more confident now.
Correct. It's a flip, right? It's just a yin yang. That's all it is. It's upside down right now because now I feel 100% in the defense. I challenge anybody to score on this Alabama defense the way it's playing right now. But the offense, as good as they were last week, I don't trust them week to week.
And our special teams this year has been phenomenal, which has been great.
Will Reichard for president.
My fear is that Will Reichard's going to get hurt punting.
I
know he's good at it, but it makes me nervous. I don't want him out there.
Did we try anybody out this week at punter, or we just?
Yeah. Chad, tell him.
Okay.
Yeah, Connor Talty is a walk-on who's on the team, and he's the third punter on the team. But kind of like what Mick was saying, if you want to protect from injuries, I know you don't run players out there and think they're going to get injured or bench them because you're afraid they're going to get injured. But still, when you are down your top punter, and then you're the best field goal kicker in the nation is your punter, like you do want to preserve him at all costs. So Connor Talty is the walk-on who I think would be next in line. And so it's possible you could see him.
All right, guys, I want to ask you about the SEC scheduling model. We haven't had anything approved yet. Nick Saban talked about it at Hey Coach. Do you like the 8-game model with 7 teams rotating and 1 regular, or do you like the 9-game with 6 rotating and 3 regular? Tripp, you go first.
I would like 11 SEC games and 1 Power 5 game. Is what I would like.
Is that help you as a bar guy?
When we had COVID year, every game was SEC. It was phenomenal. It was unbelievable.
This is Tripp the football fan or Tripp the Innisfree bar owner?
We'll just say it was phenomenal. And it was great for TV. It was great for business.
Right.
But what kind of disturbs me, like next year we only have 4 home SEC games where we've had 5 for forever. How long we've always had 5 SEC games. I don't know why they went to a 4 home game next year, but I'm glad we're going top to bottom and getting rid of conferences because we don't need that anymore.
Right.
Which is going to be great. I would much rather have 9 SEC games and you get 2 permanents, which would be fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. And, we've talked about it before. It's these small schools, I get they need the money, but with the NIL stuff coming, it's just going to get worse and worse for them. And we've got to be able to, you know what? I'd rather just give them money and let's just play, an NFL type schedule every year.
So, I mean, Chad, aren't you going to miss the Alabama against Middle Tennessee State game?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, so a couple of things on that. I'm actually all for the 9 conference games. The reason being is you got to look at it from this standpoint. We're so just accustomed to and bred to believe that you have to play a schedule that maximizes or where you have a maximum 1 loss because that's how you get into a 4-team playoff. If you're playing in the SEC and you're Alabama and you expand to 12 teams, how many times would Alabama have missed the playoff in Nick Saban's tenure with a 12-team playoff? Never, other than 2007, right? So to me, I think that playing the extra conference game is going to be better overall. And I think it also helps you in case late in the year you've got, for some reason, 2 losses or 3 losses, and you look back and you go, yeah, but one of those was to, Georgia, who normally isn't on the schedule, but that third, loss became them, or that second loss. So you shouldn't penalize a team and so forth. So I kind of like the 9 teams, but I don't know if I'm as ballsy as Tripp over there going 12 games with 11 in the conference. That would be pretty brutal, but I do like 9.
One thing that's good about Tripp is that you get one of these full right here. And also, Tripp,
hand delivered.
Hand delivered. And look at it. Show us the gear before we go to this next break.
All right. I'm sponsored by RMFT. That's my NIL deal. So we've got new camo hats, which are fantastic.
Sweet.
We got new golf hats, red and white, which are fantastic. And we've got new T-shirts with the state logo on it with RMFT. So you can go to RMFT.
What about that, though? What about
this is our quarter zips.
Whoa.
RMFT.
Awesome.
You can go to RMFT.com, or you can go to InnisfreeIrishPubs.com, or you can come to Innisfree and get them. We bought the trademark in 2011, and we've been moving up ever since. So,
like the Jeffersons.
Hey,
and as I go to break here, and we'll be back, the 3 of us will, and we're going to do a Skrewball shot when we come back to celebrate our brand new old partner that's back again. This hat right here, I wore it in the second half of that Alabama Texas A&M game, Chad, and I'm not taking it off anymore.
No, please don't.
When we started to make plays when this hat hung on. He gave it to me last year, and I like it, but it just didn't fit right until Saturday. And now it fits perfect. Look at this thing.
I mean, it's
perfect, baby. All right, more of the original Bama Tailgate Show right after this.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, By bike. By bikers. By fanny pack or jetpack. By whatever means necessary. With Yingling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yingling, bring the goods.
Autumn brings vivid colors to the back roads and hollows of Sevierville, Tennessee. Wind your way to quaint country churches, a historic covered bridge, and even a pick-your-own apple orchard. This fall, the best views are yours on Sevierville's Rocky Flats Fall Driving Tour. Learn more and find additional fall drives to enjoy at visitsevierville.com/fall.
Immerse yourself in the continuing dynasty of Alabama football with The Legacy Continues, a visually striking image from artist Daniel A. Moore. This sequel to Moore's 1992 sold-out painting, The Crimson Legacy, features iconic moments and memorabilia from the last 30 seasons of Tide football. Don't miss your opportunity to own this lasting tribute sure to be cherished by Bama fans for years to come. Pre-order The Legacy Continues now at danielmooreart.com.
Hey y'all, it's Jennifer from the Floribama, and we're excited that football is back. The Floribama is proud to support Alabama football, and we invite you to join us at Floribama Old River Grill for a game day experience like no other. We have over 40 TVs and a brand new game day menu that includes endless wings, Santa Fe egg rolls, street corn nachos, and so much more. Bring your friends and join us for all the college and NFL games. Floribama's Old River Grill, open at 11 a.m. daily, right across the street from the world-famous Floribama.
Barry Buckner for Genesis of Tuscaloosa. You've heard it said, affordable luxury. But when it comes to affordable service, every new Genesis we sell comes with 3-year, 36,000-mile complimentary service. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to save, that's our business. GenesisofTuscaloosa.com.
Ownership limitations may apply. See your retailer for details. Genesis reserves the right to change program without notice. Exclusions may apply.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Tuscaloosa is Alabama's ultimate sports destination and a place for outdoor enthusiasts to thrive. It's a community rooted in history and one that's on the cusp of a burgeoning art scene too. Tuscaloosa is vibrant, it's charming, and it's familiar. Its people welcome you with open arms and warm hellos into a community that's tied together. Tuscaloosa is our home.
This is My Great Escape,
where there's real gaming excitement.
And I can be who I want to be.
In a sea of slots. Taking in the big pots.
And always doubling down.
Our friends ask, what do y'all do at Pearl River Resort? No work.
All play.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Just keeping it real, baby.
Real players.
Real winning.
Real fun.
At Pearl River Resort.
Back on the original Bama Football Tailgate Show with Tripp Rogers and Chad Anderson. I'm Mick Gillispie, starting to get towards the finish line of the show, but we're not quite there yet, and we're celebrating Chad, and I hate to do this to you, Chad, because you're not here, but Tripp and I are, and this is a Skrewball shot. Hold on, let me put you in the screen, Tripp, because I want everyone to see your shot, too. Welcome back to the show.
Justice full.
Welcome back. Yeah, roll Tide, my friend.
Roll motherfucking Tide.
All right, there you go. I'll be editing that for radio, but
it's like Lee Corso on game day. He just drops it. I love it.
Hey, look, I already got 21 minutes at the beginning of this show. I got to edit anyway. That's why I love you, Tripp.
You said whatever I wanted to say.
All right, guys. Well, let's talk some football. That was delicious.
I know, right?
That was so good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love those. I love those shots. All right. What's the best 11 a.m. drink served at Innisfree?
Don't even get started on this 11 a.m. kickoff. We'll be serving Bloody Marys at 7 a.m. tomorrow when we open. We're having opening at 7 a.m. like I've been telling people all day. It's like St. Patrick's Day without St. Patrick. Like, it's going to be a long day, but we'll be ready. So, you know, it is what it is.
What's an Innisfree Bloody Mary like?
It'll fill you up. You know, bacon, peppers, stuffed olives. You can add just about anything I'd say add anything you want. We used to do them a lot bigger, but you know, you watch and some people like it and some people don't, and then they end up throwing away stuff, and you're like, well, we'll put just enough on there. And if they don't like that, then that's fine, but we don't want to overkill it and people throw stuff away, then we'll waste some stuff. But you got
to be a frugal owner.
Sometimes, yeah. Unless we're winning. Now we win. I get a little carried away.
You get carried away?
Rounds of shots go flowing.
I've been there for that. That's actually great. I love when you get that itch.
Yeah, it happens.
Because there's a lot of people involved, and I'll just kind of slide in.
It's been happening for 25 years. So.
This is what happens when you open your own bar. Chad's wanting to open an Innisfree in Nashville.
Hey, we looked in Nashville for a long time, and now it's so expensive.
Nashville's insane.
Unless you got one of these big country music singers behind you, you know.
Well, you know Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, we made him famous. I think he's forgotten about us, though.
What about Innisfree Fairhope? I mean, while we're on the top,
I would love to be in Fairhope. I would move down there in a heartbeat.
Let's go. All right, Chad, where do you rank Alabama's defense right now?
Top 3, if not number 1. I mean, I see some of the others. Obviously, Georgia's got to be right there, but I mean, who else? Texas and Oklahoma, they put points up on each other. I don't know. I don't see anybody else. Definitely not LSU, which is uncharacteristic, but
they have a defense.
LSU. Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, I think they're all in the portal, Tripp.
Chad, not to break up this, but I've got an Irish car bomb back here. Do you guys mind if
knock it out?
Can I jump on this real quick while you're talking about it?
Please do.
We can talk. We can converse.
Yeah, you guys talk. You guys ready? I'm ready. I'm joining these guys, my friends here, for an Irish car bomb. Are we all ready? Let's go. Look, this is what Innisfree's all about. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Roll Tide, guys. All right, here we go. Down the hatch.
You know, it is an election year, so Mick is politicking around
politics. All about politics.
Thank you. Thank you. They came all the way down here from New York.
Wow.
I got to do a shot.
That's fantastic.
All right, let's get back to the topic at hand, though. This defense.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's better. I mean, statistically, UCLA's up there. Georgia's, of course, up there. I don't know where Notre Dame is exactly, but they've got a good defense. Utah has a good defense, but I wouldn't say any of them are better than what Alabama puts on the field. So I couldn't compare everybody's individual schedules. So, you know, I'd fight anyone right now that tries to tell me Alabama doesn't have top 3.
All right, we're getting to that point where we got to make our picks. Chad, you go first.
Tough game, annoying game, early game, distraction game, sandwich game, it's a business game. Alabama 2017.
Say it again.
27-17.
All right, 27-17. Tripp Rogers.
I think it actually, the early game is going to help our players tomorrow because they don't have to sit around and watch and hear about all these other, because there's a lot of important games tomorrow and they don't have to sit around and watch or hear what's going on in these other games, and they get out early. And I like a good 3 to 4 touchdown team from Alabama, and I think we hold them to 13 points tomorrow.
All right. And show us your gear again one more time, because
sponsored NIL, RMFT, and that's Roll Motherfucking Tide. You can edit that out later.
I'm going to be editing
double
this
edit. You got a long night in the studio, Mick. Long night in the studio.
I already know. Like, at this point, I already know I'm going to be doing this for a while. At least the gear looks great. I got mine. This is the one I got last year, so I love this one. All right, look, I'm going to tell you guys what's going to happen. Let me go back on the screen before I get into editing mode here for the next hour. Alabama's going to crush them tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of defense. Arkansas is not going to score. Alabama, you're going to see Alabama running the football again. The 20-point spread's going to be like probably closer to 40 when they're done. I think the team's turning the corner. And guess what? They're not going to jump off sides 9 times.
Well, we better not.
No, Arkansas has turned the ball over too many times. And this Alabama defense is opportunistic. Angry Nick Saban's back. They picked him up in Gordo on the way to Mississippi State. And I like where this team's going right now. My friends bought me a shot. They know what's going on. Alabama, big time, 40-7.
Let's roll.
All right, roll time. What you got going on in Innisfree?
We're gonna be blowing and going all day. It's we get our game out of the way, and then we've got, like I said, we've got these late games. Afternoon game, you got Tennessee A&M, and then the night game is
Notre Dame,
Louisville,
Auburn,
LSU.
Yeah.
So it's
Oregon
and Washington.
There you go.
So like it's a good. A lot of things could change after these games.
I just got a feeling that one thing that's not going to change is that Alabama beats Arkansas, looking for number 17 in a row. Can you believe that?
That's unbelievable. That's
crazy. The series was 10-7 when Nick Saban got here.
You're a stat guy.
That is crazy.
I'm a drink guy.
And this is the other one. And Chad, you'll love this as we close up the show. Is that this is the highest that Alabama's been ranked since 2007 when they played these guys. At number 11.
Or lowest.
Lowest. Or however you want to look at it. However you want to look
lowest.
at it. Yeah.
Yeah. The lowest we've been.
Lowest, yeah. Okay, you get it. All right, guys, thanks for being here. First. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. This is the original Bama Tailgate Show. Thanks all you guys. Adam, I love Macho Man. And don't forget, we'll be on after the game with the post-game show. Chad and I will be right here on the Bama Tailgate channel. And for you listening on radio, roll tide, everybody.
Roll
Alabama
tide.
and Arkansas are coming up here really soon. And pick up the RMFT gear. Just pick it up.
One more time.
RMFT.
Roll motherfucking tide.
Oh, jeez.
Flight by Yingling.